There's something primal about camping, sleeping under the stars, surrounded by nature's vastness. But sometimes, the wilderness holds secrets darker than the night itself. Tonight, we share 4 true stories from 2023 about campers who encountered something sinister: a skinwalker, a shape-shifting entity from Navajo legend, said to stalk the wilds with malevolent intent. These tales will chill you to the bone, but each one reveals a hidden blessing, a lesson, a bond, or a moment of divine protection that transformed terror into gratitude. Let's venture into the woods and uncover the light within these shadows. My name is Jordan, and in July 2023, I went camping with my brother, Nate, in a remote canyon in southern Utah. We're avid hikers, drawn to the desert's stark beauty. We set up camp near a dry creek bed, surrounded by red rock cliffs. The first night was perfect: clear skies, a crackling fire, and stories about our childhood. Around 2 a.m., I woke to the sound of footsteps crunching outside our tent. Thinking it was an animal, I unzipped the flap and shone my flashlight. 2 glowing yellow eyes stared back from 20 feet away, too high off the ground to be a coyote. The air felt heavy, unnatural. I whispered to Nate, who grabbed his knife, but the eyes vanished when he looked. The next night, the footsteps returned, circling the tent. This time, a low, guttural voice mimicked Nate saying, "Jordan, come out." My blood ran cold. It sounded like Nate, but he was right beside me, wide-eyed. We stayed silent, clutching our gear. The circling stopped, but those eyes appeared again, closer, unblinking. I remembered a friend's warning about skinwalkers, shapeshifters who mimic voices to lure victims. We packed up at dawn, but before leaving, we found strange, human-like tracks with clawed toes around our camp. They led to the creek bed and stopped abruptly. Later, a park ranger told us the canyon had a history of unexplained sightings. Checking our tent, we found a tear we hadn't noticed, as if something tried to claw through. The blessing, that terrifying encounter made Nate and me closer than ever, turning a routine trip into a bond forged in survival. It taught us to respect the land and its mysteries, prompting us to learn about local folklore and safety. We're blessed to have escaped unharmed, with a renewed appreciation for family and the wisdom to tread lightly in sacred places. I'm Mia, 27, and last August, I went camping with my girlfriend, Lena, in the high desert of New Mexico. We chose a spot off a Forest Service road, surrounded by piñon pines, craving solitude. The first day was idyllic: hiking, cooking over a fire, and stargazing. But that night, as we sat by the fire, a coyote appeared just beyond the light, watching us. Its eyes glinted red, and it didn't move like a normal animal, too stiff, too deliberate. Lena, who's Navajo, whispered, "That's no coyote. Don't look at it." Her voice shook. She'd grown up hearing about skinwalkers. We ignored it, focusing on the fire, but it started pacing, its movements jerky, unnatural. Around midnight, we heard Lena's voice calling my name from the darkness, but Lena was zipped in the tent beside me. The voice laughed, a distorted, mocking sound. We held each other, praying silently, as the pacing continued. At one point, the coyote shape stood upright, its silhouette human-like against the moonlight. We didn't sleep, clutching a flashlight and a camp shovel. At dawn, the creature was gone, but we found deep scratches on a nearby tree, too high for a coyote. A local elder later told us we'd camped near a place known for skinwalker activity and advised us to make offerings of respect in the future. The blessing, this harrowing night, deepened my respect for Lena's culture and the spiritual boundaries of the land. It prompted us to learn about Navajo traditions, strengthening our relationship through shared understanding. We're blessed to have survived, with a commitment to honor the places we visit, and a love made stronger by facing fear together. My name is Ethan, and in September 2023, I went camping with 3 friends, Sam, Claire, and Raj, in Arizona's Coconino National Forest. We picked a spot deep in the pines, far from any trails, for a weekend of disconnecting. The first night, we laughed around the campfire, but around 11 p.m., we heard Sam's voice calling from the woods, "Guys, I'm lost, help." Except Sam was sitting right across from me, his face pale. We shouted back, telling whatever it was to stop. The voice kept calling, switching to Claire's voice, then mine, each time more desperate, more distorted. We doused the fire and huddled in one tent, hearts racing. The calls continued, now mixed with animalistic growls and scratches on the tent fabric. Raj, who'd read about skinwalkers, said we shouldn't respond, it thrives on attention. We stayed silent, clutching our pocket knives. At one point, a shadow loomed outside, tall and misshapen, before vanishing. By morning, the noises stopped, but we found footprints, human at first, then shifting to clawed, animal-like tracks, circling our camp. We left immediately, and a forest ranger later warned us we'd camped in an area locals avoided due to bad spirits. The blessing, that terrifying mimic strengthened our friendship, turning us into a tighter-knit group who now plan trips with more caution. It led us to install GPS trackers for future adventures, ensuring our safety. We're blessed to have escaped and to carry a story that reminds us of the power of unity and respect for the unknown. I'm Kayla, a single mom, and in October 2023, I took my 10-year-old son, Dylan, camping at a lake in northern Arizona to celebrate his birthday. We set up near the water, surrounded by junipers, planning to fish and roast marshmallows. The first evening was perfect, Dylan caught his first fish, and we fell asleep to the sound of lapping waves. But the second night, Dylan woke me, whispering that someone was outside. I heard it too, a soft splashing, like footsteps in the shallow water. I shone my lantern, expecting an animal, but saw a figure standing in the lake, humanoid but wrong, its limbs too long, head tilted unnaturally. Its eyes glowed white, locked on us. I grabbed Dylan and pulled him into the tent, zipping it tight. The figure didn't move, just watched, occasionally mimicking Dylan's giggle in a warped, eerie tone. I remembered stories of skinwalkers from a coworker and whispered to Dylan to stay quiet. The splashing circled our tent for hours, stopping just before dawn. In the morning, we found wet, clawed footprints leading from the lake to our tent and back. We packed up and left, later learning from a local that the lake was near a site avoided by Navajo families due to skinwalker sightings. The blessing, that horrifying watcher made Dylan and me closer, turning a scary trip into a memory of trust and protection. It prompted me to teach Dylan wilderness safety, empowering him with confidence. We're blessed to have returned safely, with a deeper bond and a commitment to research our camping spots, ensuring joyful adventures ahead. These 4 true stories from 2023 remind us that even in the wilderness, where skinwalkers may lurk, there's a light of hope. From strengthened bonds to newfound respect for the land, these encounters became blessings in disguise. May they inspire you to face the unknown with courage and gratitude. Good night, and stay blessed.